Hello, everyone. It is me, Victor Martin, and it's just me tonight. Uh, I just wanted to do an impromptu film review of a movie I watched last night with my girlfriend. It was her choice, and yeah, good choice. Good choice. I really happy about this one. So I'm going to talk about The Master of Disguise. This is a film which came out in 2002. Yeah, I remember seeing this back in the day, around the time it probably came out. I don't know when exactly, to be honest. I just remember watching it one time. I believe I've only seen it one time before this time. And warning, if any of this audio sounds really shitty, pardon my French. I am one-man band man right now, so just me and my microphone and my small audio mixer. So if it sounds bad, I'm sorry. Just the way it's going to go for this episode. So anyhow, The Master of Disguise, directed by Perry Blake. Perry Blake has mostly done a lot of production design and a lot of movies actually from the early 90s till just last year. He's been in over 40 productions. So good for him. A lot of Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore productions. So he's also only directed just The Master of Disguise and then a TV series back in 2014 called Annie Takes Off. And by the looks of the IMDb page, Annie did not take off. This did not even I don't even think that episode even came out. So that's pretty sad. But hey, at least he got more work that thankfully wasn't directing work. Because, well, if you've seen The Master of Disguise, it's it's pretty obvious where I'm going with this. I don't want to say it's not a good movie. That's just reductive. This movie is one of a kind, to say the least, I guess. I've never seen a movie quite like it. And I have seen plenty of bad comedies and great comedies that really like to take bizarre routes and have tons of nonsense in them. I admire and really appreciate a good absurdist comedy. I grew up on Tim and Eric in my late teens, early teens. I'm no stranger to, and not to say that's like peak absurdism, but a lot of my humor back in the day and even now is a mixture of SpongeBob and Tim and Eric. So, imagine that mixture, and I like this kind of stuff. But wowee, this is taking it to the next level. A level that I think is just totally not in the same wavelength as me. There's so many moments that I just thinking about them, it just cracks me up thinking about it because they're so stupid. So just why? Why did you write this? And Dana Carvey, I'm not gonna be honest here. I haven't seen Wayne's World. All right, guilty as charged. I haven't seen Wayne's World, and I know that's what he's known for, mostly. But yeah, man, I haven't seen any other film he's in. So this is my first impression of him. And well, let's just say he definitely uh commits to the role. He definitely does do a good pistachio disguise. I don't see hell, I couldn't see anyone else played the pistachio disguisey. Except Dana Carvey. He actually co-wrote this with a man named Harris Goldberg, uh, a Canadian. A little bit of trivia there for you. He's written movies such as Numb with Matthew Perry, Without a Paddle with Seth Green, and couple other funny guys, and Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. So pretty cool, pretty decent filmography. Good amount of writing credits, about 20 or so. So he's made some movies. Two of them wrote this film, and there's just, I don't understand. This is what surprises me when I watch films like this. Oh my God, the budget. It's just like, man, it just goes to show, just, I know this is like 20 years ago, this film, so, things have changed, but kind of not, but man, just goes to show that quality sometimes doesn't really matter in Hollywood. You can write a film like this and get a $16 million budget and then make all of it back. Insane. All of it back plus a lot more. It's just a strange world we live in, to be honest. But from the very opening of this film, it's just a confusion. I don't understand. I was so lost. It starts off with like a heist. Sorry, if you hear me typing, that's just me typing on my computer. Like I said, this is going to be a very DIY setup, so forgive me. It's Corona season. No one is, we're all quarantined essentially. No one really wants to get together because there's fears of what if we're carriers, and we don't know about it. So we're taking this lightly. No, sorry, not taking this lightly. We're not taking this lightly. It's a very serious pandemic. Anyhow, Nostalgic Critic shows up in the search. Okay. Anyways, starts off with this insane heist, and just off the bat, it just shows it's weird. Like, it goes into this a little bit of lore about the Disguisey family, and I'm gonna be really honest. I don't remember a damn thing, so I'm not even gonna try. What might help is if I read the summary. I'm on IMDb. Okay, so here's a storyline. A sweet-natured Italian waiter named Pistachio Disguisey at his father Fabriazzo's restaurant, who happens to be a member of a family with supernatural skills of disguise. So this whole family, they're able to disguise themselves, and I don't know how they can just disguise themselves and then take off their rubber mask whenever they want. I don't know. Anyways, so the supernatural family of disguise. But moments later, the patriarch of this Disguisey family is kidnapped Fabriazzo's former arch enemy, Devlin Bowman, a criminal mastermind in an attempt to steal the world's most precious treasures from around the world. Okay, so that's what the film's about. And it's up to Pistachio to track down Bowman and save his family before Bowman kills them. Written by Anthony Pereira at hypersonic91 at yahoo.com. So thank you, Anthony, for that plot summary. Yeah, it's just a series of just really dumb and unfunny jokes. And unfortunately, Dana Carvey's accent that he gives his character Pistachio is this horrendous, just cringe-inducing Italian accent it's just like Mamma Mia, spaghetti and meatballs sort of thing, you know? And oh wow, awful. He's the most un-Italian looking person, and whatever. That's besides the point. It's just such a Like I said before, I really admire his commitment to the character because, God, wow, I would have been embarrassed playing that role, to be honest. But hey, good comedy actors can do some pretty courageous things. They're braver than any U.S. Marine, and especially in this case. So, good commitment to the role, even though it's just a head scratcher, man. So I had a fun time watching this. I was definitely glued to the screen, maybe too much so. And it was one of those films where you just can't stop watching the car wreck. The film itself was a car wreck, and you just didn't want to take your eyes off because maybe you would miss a funny physical gag or a strange scene transition that just comes out of nowhere. Like, for example, when Pistachio Disguisey can't even say his damn name right without cracking a smile. Jeez Louise. When he dresses up as the turtle disguise, he has about 500 different disguises in this film, and it's just okay. So he dresses up as this turtle person, and this is the only thing that I remembered about this film before I just saw it the other night. Is this turtle character, and God, I was not prepared for how unfunny the scene was. It's just so stupid. His face and his costume are just it's just so stupid. And I know that's such a shallow criticism, but this doesn't deserve much below the surface. I'm sorry, and I know there's a lot of people out here that like this film, and here's a couple reviews. Found this film different and very funny, and there's hardly a dull moment throughout the film. Got to watch it again. B.C. Smith on Amazon has got to watch it again. Unusual comedy, he titles the review. This is a light-hearted comedy about a man whose parents go missing, and he finds out his heir to a grand destiny. What? As my brothers said at points, it is so bad it is good. This is a good film to watch with family and young children. Okay, the young children part, I have to disagree. There are a few adult jokes in here that are borderline PG-13, so maybe don't bring your children in. This movie is a classic, super funny, says Christopher. All right, Christopher. So back to the turtle scene. He talks like a turtle during an important part where they're trying to get some. Her and his sidekick, his assistant, played by Jennifer Esposito. She plays Jennifer. They're trying to gain some information at this party where Devlin Bowman works at or something, and he kind of ruins the entire moment. Well, not the moment, but their goal, because they're sort of trying to be incognito and not below their position. But Pistachio Disguisey, he sometimes just, while he's good at disguising himself, he's unaware that he's just ruining everything. Very funny, good laughs to be had. Anyway, he talks in turtle. Yeah. Here's a quote. I'm not turtly enough for the turtle club. Turtle, turtle, turtle. And he says turtle multiple times. And with his stupid face. It is stupid. Oh, it's just dumb. Anyways, the scene ends because after he like insults a character or something. I totally don't remember. But he starts spinning on the ground on the shell, like on his back. He starts spinning in circles on the ground and is laughing, and then does like a scene swipe to the next scene, and it didn't make any sense. And there's just so many moments like that where they just did not make sense and did not need to be there. But whatever. It's a movie. This is a tough film to talk about. Let me just tell you that. You could say it's so bad it's good. And I might not disagree with you if you're the type of person that uses that kind of term, that umbrella term. I might not disagree with you, because I think if you're in a certain mindset, certain headspace, it might be under a drink or two or five, then this could definitely be a movie that you watch with some pals, and it is going to be so bad it's good. Because you will just be shaking your head constantly. Guaranteed. You will wonder why you were even wasting your time. Because while it is an hour and 20 minutes, which let me tell you, 10 minutes of the film at the end are the credits. So this movie is barely even a feature film, as it's just a series of connecting scenes, gag after gag. I mentioned in the synopsis that Pistachio's father, whose name is Fabrizio Disguisey. He gets kidnapped and is hired, or simply ordered by Devlin Bowman to go steal rare relics and treasures around Europe, I guess. And anytime it cuts away from Pistachio, or most times, from what I can remember, it cuts to Fabrizio coming back from his mission to steal treasure. And so he teleports, or he doesn't teleport. I think I think he's like already in the limousine when the scene plays out. He's like sitting in a limousine in his disguise, and Devlin's next to him. And so there's gonna be a little dialogue scene because this happens about 10 different times. And the disguise the person sitting next to Devlin, you find out, oh, it's actually Fabrizio, and he's in his disguise. What a funny gag. And then Bowman will say something. I don't even know what he would have said. I can't even recall. Besides the point, doesn't really matter. He'll fart, right? Like in the middle of his little speech. And then there'll be like 5 seconds of just silence. And then like he'll be looking awkward and like, oh no, I farted. Oops. And it'll just be 5 seconds of this like, haha, he farted. And we're supposed to laugh in those 5 seconds. But me and my girlfriend did not laugh at most of them. So it was just this, it just came off so stupid. And of course it had to go on like 9 different times. So, and it's just one of those jokes that you're just like, why did you think it was funny to have this go on more than once? Like, have you lost your mind? I just don't understand why things like this can get written. Not that they can get written, but how they can get freaking produced. It blows my mind. People are just apes. They have ape brains. And they're not even capable of a coherent thought. Humor is subjective, obviously. I'm making the case for it right now. But wowee, man. It's insane what can get made. So, just bear with me. I'm trying to hold this review together. Just me. So, the movie goes on a series of just connecting scenes that just aren't funny, dumb jokes, really forced humor. And if he didn't have his stupid Italian accent, it might be more bearable. But the fact that it is not bearable at all, yeah, bravo, I guess. I don't know. It makes it worth a watch. I would say if he was an American character and he would just say stupid things like, the question is not who I am. The question is, who are you? I'm Prince Lai Jamaba from the Ringy Dingy Heights near Bombay, Kalsuda, and New Delhi, India. Like, what the... If this was just him speaking as Dana Carvey, this just would have been a shit. Just not even worth a watch. But it's a stupid accent that just makes this, hate to say it, but worth a watch. There's just so many moments where you'll just be rolling your freaking eyes. Like when he plays the recorder dressed up in brown face as an Indian man. He plays a recorder to a king cobra. And actually, during this scene, he's being taught the importance of Energico. And Energico is like the mana used and harnessed to be able to disguise yourself effortlessly. And it runs through the Disguisey family, I guess. Something like that. And it's sort of like a montage segment of him doing little funny gags like, oh, his suit expands and he's now essentially helium balloon. He's floating and haha, or just a various amount of gags. And he's in brown face, dressed up as an Indian, and is playing a recorder to a king cobra. And it ends up playing he ends up playing a Kenny G song. And then the snake starts grooving, and he's really digging the tune, the Kenny G tune. And then Pistachio starts feeding it cheese, and in this horrible Indian accent, it's just like, "You like the cheese? Get the cheese, snake." And even just saying it, I want to die. It is just so. And that's not even that bad, to be honest. I mean, it's not even like. It got to a point where it wasn't even necessarily like the jokes, right? It was more like just the little pieces of dialogue that just any other character would say, like, "It's so crazy it just might work," or, something normal. It just became like exhausting because not only were the jokes bad in his accent, but just everything he delivers is just grating to the ears. I just want to like rip my ears off. It just gets to a point where you're just like, man, this is the longest hour and 10 minutes I've ever sat through. Horrendous. But like I said before, I do admire his commitment to Pistachio because, wow, I wish I had that confidence. Yeah, there's just so many weird, inappropriate jokes in this too about just big butts and stuff, and it just doesn't make sense. There's a really weird one in the beginning, and you'll know when you see it, but I was just like, what is this movie on about? It's totally off its rocker, man. It's just, and more of the writing, there's a lot of references to other films, and none of them make sense, which is not a surprise. One that caught me completely off guard is there's a scene. It's when I think the grandfather Disguisio first appears or whatever, and he gets dropped off at the side of a street, and the Exorcist theme starts playing, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is the exact same shot of the priest arriving to the house in The Exorcist. You have that silhouette of the character with his hat and coat, and the lamp, street lamp above, casting a light over the silhouette, and it's just like, what? Okay, what a weird reference, but all right. Made me laugh, so I'm very thankful for that. Couple of references. There's a reference to Jaws, a very obvious reference if you've seen the film. Pistachio dresses up as the captain, Quint in Jaws. Just a lot of weird movie references. I don't know why they're there, but I guess they add something. Something's better than nothing. Dana Carvey's character also references Shrek, the hit film Shrek, he says, and strange. Yeah, man. It just really does commit, though, to its absurdity and its bizarreness. It definitely isn't afraid or ashamed of being what it is. And I like that. it does so many different things, whether it's, physical comedy, slapstick, to just absurd dialogue, or just it disguises itself as many different genres. Whoa, you see what I did there? From a heist film to an espionage picture, to a slapstick comedy. Like I said, it disguises itself in many different genres. Bravo, master of disguise. Good job. You live up to the title. And yeah, oh God, I'm watching the trailer right now, and it's just making me cringe big time. There are some funny moments, mostly because they're just bizarre and out of left field. Man, I don't know what else to say about this film. It's a really stupid, lowbrow comedy. And, before I forget, there are also... So this film was released in 2002, so you get a couple cool cameos that are a couple people that are relics of their time. Kenan Thompson plays a really small cameo, and you know him from Kenan and Kel, Good Burger. Very, very of the time. There's also a Jessica Simpson cameo, a very, very quick one, and I completely forgot she exists. I completely forgot she even existed, but she is there, and it reminded me that, oh, she exists. She's a person. That is a person that exists. Also, something that I really appreciated was that it had a couple theme songs, and I can't remember the last film in the last decade that it had its own R&B, mind you, theme song. R&B, early 2000s hip-hop flavor. It's dope. And I can't remember the last film that I've seen in the last decade that it's had something like that. So that made me really happy, to be honest. And it's so corny. It's such a corny song, because, you can imagine what a theme song of this film would be with a 90s hip-hop style. You can totally imagine what it would be like, and it's just, they didn't need to do it, but they did it. So that's appreciated. So, overall, I recommend this if you plan on not being 100% sober watching. I unfortunately was, so this was something else. It's got a 3.3 on IMDb, and I think that's fair out of 10. Yeah, that sounds fair. I recommend this if you just don't want to be... I recommend this as a bad film. You're going to find a lot of moments that are just going to make you cringe and be like, why did this exist? Why was this created? So, I'm actually going to do something we haven't done on the channel before, and this is my guarantee. Don't know when it would happen, but I am thinking of a number between 1 and 50. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 50. If you can guess the number that I have picked out of between 1 and 50, I will send you a DVD copy of Master of Disguise, Region A. It's Region 1. If you can think of that number, you will be getting a free copy of Master of Disguise. That's my guarantee, my promise. We're living in tough times right now. There's a pandemic going on. We're all locked inside, and we all deserve and we could use a great laugh. So I hope you're the lucky listener. Leave a comment on the YouTube page, on the YouTube comment section, or hit us up on Instagram. We are there at Reviews from the West. So let me get back to the conclusion of this review. I would never watch this again. I have no need to. I would never want to watch this again. And I'm so thankful that my girlfriend paid $3.99 to watch this. Bless her heart. I would give this film 1 star. It's a bizarre, strange, just steamrolling mess. And it is a chilling film. It is chilling, to say the least. You might enjoy some of its comedy, but genuinely enjoy it, because I do know that this is a type of humor that a lot of people like, but personally, it was grueling and at the same time hilarious. So I'm going to give Master of Disguise 1 star out of 5. I don't know if we have any reviews coming up soon. All movie theaters are closed down. Everyone seems to be kind of preoccupied at the moment. So I just thought I'd get this out to, not let the channel hang for too long. So sorry if this was a pretty shitty DIY review, but hey, that's just what it is. So I'm Victor Martin. Thanks for listening, and we will see you on the next episode. Farewell.